Hey, real life trading students from around the world, how you doing? This is Jerremy Alexander Newsome with Real Life Trading. I am a little sick. I think I might have gone a little too hard on New Year's, but I'm recovering. I think I got the flu or something. It only lasts for 2 or 3 days. I usually get over sicknesses pretty quick, but I will be answering emails if you guys need anything. Feel free to reach out to me anytime if you have any questions. Jeremy at reallifetrading.com. Otherwise, today in the trading floor was excellent. We had Mentorship Monday, and today, of course, and this entire week is what I'm calling Enrichment Week, which is free of charge. So if you do want to join the live trading room, again, let me know via email. But here's the holiday schedule. So no more breaks on the trading floor until the 19th, which I believe that's Martin Luther King Day, which case the markets closed that day as well. So today was kind of interesting. It was fun. We didn't get into too much trouble, but we did look at a lot of stocks. Let's look at Apple here for a moment. And Apple really is quite interesting. There's a lot of things going on with Apple here, and on my trades personally, worked out really well. Avoided, I think, pretty much all loss on Apple. Maybe just $10 or $20 loss, if any. I probably need to check, but realistically, we have a very strong old resistance, new support. I bought into some shares back here, which I think you guys are all aware of, about 300 shares. And I had to stop at 110. And this green line, which is approximately 111.75, I mentioned I was going to buy protective puts if we got below that line. And then if we close below my stop, I'd exit my position. So I exited my shares and held on to my protective puts and exited those today. I still have my naked calls, but I got the protective puts, got out of all three of them for a nice little profit, and that is that. So at the moment, the only position that I'm in now on Apple is my 116 calls, which are now naked, and those are going to be expiring this week and should be just fine in case something crazy happens, but should be all right. So on Apple, some people might call this a double top. It is quite a large double top if it is. I'm not going to rule that out. But the problem with that is the volume really is not very strong. This is the neckline if it is a double top, and we did not close below that today. In fact, we closed right on it. So we really could get a good bounce tomorrow and maybe form a morning star reversal pattern on Apple and try to go bullish once again. That's entirely plausible. However, if we do start closing below it, I'm going to have to see some really good failures between 106 and 104, 103.65 and some change. So something like this, boom, and boom, before I start going bearish on Apple. And when I say bearish, I mean just short-term bearish. If it pulls down to the 200 SMA, it'd be a great time to buy it again, in my opinion. But we are in some type of distribution phase, and as I mentioned, a while ago on Apple, so we have some lower highs, lower lows. I don't think it'll last forever. I think this is entirely plausible, and this would be a great place to buy it if it comes down that far. I mean, I liked it there once. I'll like it there again. So we'll see how, in fact, that plays out. On Facebook today, Facebook parring the semi-decent sell-off on the market today. Had a pretty nice white candle at some point, but today, a nice little black candle. And again, I didn't think this was going to happen, but it looks like it may. It's going to pull down to the 100. And if we break the 100 with a close and then continue lower, we might make it all the way down back to 72.49, which if that's the case, probably buy some Facebook down there as well. The whole buy low, sell high strategy does tend to work pretty decently. So at least as of now, we have not bounced, still waiting for that bounce, and I'm interested to see how and if it's going to play out. Alibaba today, nice little gap. There was a lot of gaps today, a lot of retest gaps on the overall market. And I know a few students took advantage of them. HLF was just a beauty. Caterpillar was phenomenal. John Higgins talked about Caterpillar earlier today. Just a beautiful trade overall. And Alibaba has now made it down to 100. So if we're talking about the overall market, I really am not at all shocked if we bounce tomorrow, in fact. Now, if we do bounce tomorrow, I will want a higher high and a higher low Wednesday, Thursday, Friday before I start getting in. So potentially maybe a close of above 204 and some change. But at the moment, volume really is not that terrifying. And here's my thought. By the bounce, I kind of expect a lower low So maybe a trade down to here. So a lot of people might call this a double top, which I think is a little too big to be a double top. We'll get some closes over here. People would just go flat out bearish, and that's when we probably bounce. So that's kind of my expectation. I mentioned not too long ago that my two thoughts were, we're either going to get January 2015 selling, or we're going to trade sideways and then continue higher. I still think we have a higher high in the market, but truth be told, we did make an all-time high right there. And I'm not going to say that that's the top of the market, but if in hindsight it becomes the top of the market, I'd go ahead and say this is a higher high. It needed to make a higher high, and it did. And that type of high and that divergence might have really caused some selling pressure to come in. So we'll see if volume does in fact pick up. Obviously, the bearish trend is not confirmed by any stretch of the imagination. It's going to take a lot longer, a lot more than this to do that. But I'm expecting about buying the bounce. Probably going to bounce tomorrow again, and this is the DIA. And if we do begin to roll over, that could happen Thursday, Friday, and that'll be fascinatingly interesting to see if we can make some quick bearish money. QQQs, kind of the same thing. Nice candle today, and looks very interesting. So Tesla is one to keep an eye on as well. Tesla failed my do or die circle, which was just a location that if it broke out of there bearish, I'm actually pretty bearish on Tesla at the moment. So any type of retest at all on Tesla up into this area and a failure, I'm gonna hop in. Looks just splendid in my opinion on all time frames. And if I'm trading Tesla, I have a little bit more of a bearish edge overall. And ultimate target down at 194. And if we close below 191.69, it'll be quite a feat for Tesla if it does that. But this could be indeed another lower high, and that's kind of my perception at the moment, is to wait for a smaller retest and then maybe a type of rollover on Tesla. And kind of the same thing for Caterpillar. Caterpillar closed below our trigger today. Really good volume, great gap, great location. I think there's a small chance we get a small white candle of retest tomorrow, which would give us the opportunity of getting in if we do not get in today, and then potentially roll over, stop in the gap, and target about 81.89. So that'll be fascinating as well to see if that plays out. So ladies and gentlemen, I'll get feeling better, don't you worry. I think I'll probably be back to normal Wednesday or Friday, but I'll definitely make sure I do a real life stock review Wednesday and Friday. Hope you guys had a great 2015. I'll be sharing my New Year's resolutions with the trading floor next week. Probably posting a few on Facebook as well. And I just want to say thanks so much for your support and your endearing love and energy. I appreciate you guys more than you know, and hope you had a great New Year's. And until then, remember, love life, live life, and trade it. I'll see you.